And good Wednesday morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. Already the 18th of June. How do you feel today? We're starting today out at 69. We should hit a high of 91. It's going to be rough out there. There's the heat index will reach 97. Now, we do have rain chances moving into the forecast late this afternoon, sometime after 3 o'clock. Let's call it 3 to 6 is our window of rain chances. We should get about a 40% chance of getting wet there. I want to put this out if you're out and about in the Meridian area, Highway 493. I want to make sure you know about this. We've got a couple of horses on the run. If you're going to be traveling Bunt and Gun Road, which connects back over to where E.V. Harrington's Plant the Earth used to be, and Highway 493, there's a couple of horses on the 493 side. Real close to right here around Windsor Road. So if you're in that area this morning, drive a little bit more cautious. Watch out for those critters. They're out and about looking for greener grass is what they're doing. Just be careful in that area. We don't want anybody to bump them. Coming up, we'll get deeper into what's going on in America. There's a lot. There's a lot to be concerned about. Who knows where it will lead? We'll talk about all that coming up as we go to Collinsville now. Let's go out to First Baptist Church and get a good message.
Sometimes I picture life like a boxing match. I mean, it's often a real battle of pugilistic intensity. And we're often dodging punches and countering attacks. We're just trying to make it to the bell. But you know, every boxer is helped if they have a good person in their corner. They provide crucial insight, offer much needed encouragement. They even help in recovery between the rounds. They even throw the towel in if they need to protect their boxer. Overall, they sincerely look out for the boxer's interests. Do you have somebody like that in your corner? Apostle Paul said that the Christians there in Philippi had a guy like that in young Timothy. Timothy was one of Paul's proteges. He told the Philippians in Philippians 2, "But I hope in the Lord Jesus to send Timothy to you shortly so that I also may be in good spirits when I learn of your circumstances. For I have no one else of kindred spirit who will genuinely be concerned about your circumstances, for they all seek after their own interests, not those of Christ Jesus." So Timothy was the kind of guy you want in your corner. He was concerned about the Philippians. He wanted to help them. He didn't seek after his own self-interest, but the interest of them, the interest of Christ in their lives. In other words, he wanted what was best for them and was willing to do whatever it took to help them follow Jesus. Now, with a guy like that in your corner, the fight becomes easier. Do you have somebody like that in your corner? I pray so. But if you don't, could you be that person in somebody else's corner? We all need that encourager from the corner. Now go get them, champ. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. Welcome back. Odie and I were discussing which cup of coffee to get today. Need the lots there. I don't know where Kirby is this morning. This may interest him, but we see that General Motors has unveiled the quickest Corvette ever. Now, I can't even think about this. They're calling it the Corvette Hypercar. It goes from 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. Now, I want y'all to think about that. 0 to 60 miles an hour in 2 seconds.
He might be at the dealership.
My, oh my, oh my. Y'all want to talk about fast. That gets down the road. And we'll see if Kirby ends up with one of them. He may have to hock his house on this one. I don't know what they go for. I haven't gotten a price. Whew. Odie, guess what the top speed of this car is? I don't think you could see a highway. 233 miles an hour.
NASCAR only does 202.
Okay, it's faster than NASCAR. That's the fastest thing I've heard of. Even my Tahoe won't do that.
No, but it comes close.
So if you are a Corvette person who loves fast, and I got to go fast, baby, that is your car that is coming out. Look for the new Corvette there. 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. I can't even imagine. As we get ready, do you remember Bob Menendez, the senator, the gold bar guy? He has reported to prison. 11 years to go. He'll be glad when he's singing Johnny Paycheck's song, 11 months and 29 days. It's quite some time before he gets there. But let's be honest about this. most likely he'll get out on good behavior in 2 to 3. That's what we typically see unless there's something hidden there. But he started a sentence 11 years. Kraft is going to be pulling certain artificial dyes from its ketchup starting in 2027 and other products as well. This is all because of RFK as they change what can be put into our food products. And again, I know I've never thought much about this up until all of this was brought up. There is no telling what has been done, pushed behind the scenes that no one knew about that's not good for you. We wonder why we're obese. It's probably because additives. Oh, there's been obesity since time, don't get me wrong. But there are certain products that are put in that causes these things. We all know that. And it's not good for you. Maybe we're going to get a grip on this. I don't understand this. California lawmakers are trying to introduce legislation to ban law enforcement from wearing masks. And that's where you can't see their face when they go in. A lot of times they need gas masks. They only want them to wear clear things. A lot of times it's dark. It's almost as if the politicians are against the police in these states. Just saying. If I'm wrong, y'all correct me. I'd love to hear from you on that. Do you remember the four originally that escaped from a ICE detention facility? Y'all remember that in New York? They caught 2, then now they have caught 1 more. There's still 1 on the run that is still out there. His name is Andreas Felipe Mongolian. We'll call it that. He's from Colombia is where he's from. He's still missing from Thursday night's escape. Still on the run. We do hope he's brought into justice before too long. This is big news today, and I've read how some agree with it, some didn't agree with it. A woman had a headache, and I believe this was in Georgia. She would be rushed to a hospital as she ended up being pronounced brain dead. The problem was she was with child. She was 8 to 9 weeks pregnant when this happened. She was put on life support due to the fact that this could be considered abortion. The baby was delivered yesterday. Very premature. I want to say less than 2 pounds. The baby needs prayer, and we pray for her family. A lot of controversy. People didn't want that child to be born. You decide where you are on that. But pray for this child. It needs all the help that it can get to make it in this world. You never know who that is, what it may be one day. I'm sure by now you've heard, we made the post late yesterday afternoon. Christy Nome, she was hospitalized. Now, I'm not sure exactly what it is that she's allergic to, but if you remember the movie, what was it, Bedazzled, that had The Rock in it, the little girl that was allergic to peanuts? That could happen to anybody. I'm not sure what she's allergic to, but it was something in her food, and she was rushed to a hospital. She's okay, but can you imagine? And I'm sure there's a lot of times and there's a lot of you who are allergic to certain foods that break out, that does things to you, that fear of eating and not knowing what's in it. That's got to be tough to live with. You have to be on your P's and Q's all the time. Well, there's the rest of us who will just about eat anything. But no problem there. Do y'all remember the dad that is worded as accused of killing his 3 daughters? Do y'all know what I'm talking about? They've put out a new poster, and I thought I would show this. This is the guy that they're looking for. And again, he's accused. His name is Travis Caleb Decker. 5'8", 190 pounds. Last seen wearing green t-shirt and dark shorts. Most likely he's changed by now. He's considered armed and dangerous. That is Washington State is where all of that happened. You never know where the show reaches. Somebody that might see that. Let's hope that he's brought to justice. Those 3 girls, if indeed true, had no chance, did they? Horrible. This is interesting. Dolly and Tom Cruise will soon have something in common. They're going to both be honored with an honorary Oscar for what they've done. They said that Dolly's done so much through her years at 9 to 5 and so many other little movie clips that she's done. She's going to be given an honorary Oscar. Congratulations to her. Dolly has done so much for the world that we don't even know. That woman's good-hearted. I'm sure that she does things that you never hear of to help people. We got someone in jail, and I'm thinking they pretty much deserve to be there. I'll read you the line. The Attorney General for the Central District of California, and I'm going to try to pronounce this correctly, Aljardo Arellano. That's close. I'm not perfect on it. He handed out face shields to rioters. He has been charged federally. Faces up to 10 years in jail. Can't do that. America is in a mess, isn't it? But they're going to do this. And this brings to mind this. I read this story early this morning, somewhere around 2:30. It caught my eye, and I couldn't help but read it. Who didn't? And it was before me, before my little timeline came along, but everybody knew who the Beach Boys were. Surfing USA, I wish they all could be California girls. It painted a picture of California that was peaceful, that was fun, that everybody wanted to go to. And what they did, people moved, took vacations there. It was a fun place. But the headline read, and what caught my eye, California was dead long before Brian Wilson, is what the story read. And I thought, what are they talking about? As we get into this, the closing remarks on it caught my eye. It says, the result of the reckless and indeed revolutionary idea that we are now seeing play out in the streets of Los Angeles. Mexican flags flown in defiance of U.S. law enforcement amid rioting and looting. Fractured political identities among immigrant population that maintains loyalty to foreign nations and a social order without cohesion and stability. A nation cannot survive under these conditions. It will eventually come apart. 60 years after setting the policy and conditions in place, California, and by extension, all of America, is doing just that. Think about what that said. We are, and we've said it on this show many, many times, of when you move to our country, you adapt to our policies. You don't bring yours with you. You've come here for a reason. But yet, politicians allow people to take to the streets and burn our flag and carry other nations' flag and destroy our cities without doing anything and call those who try to protect our cities bad people. It's wrong. Something needs to be done, but I thought that was worth reading there. Speaking of those rioters, we got someone, and why he was there, I don't know, but I can only be suspicious. He's in the hospital. He got his eyes. You remember that thing, you shoot your eye out with a BB gun? Well, he got his eye shot out with a rubber bullet. What was he doing in the street? What was he doing at the time that the police had to deploy those rubber bullets? We don't know. But he's in the hospital. They are talking. Now, Minnesota doesn't do this often. As we get into the man that killed the politicians, they are talking about the death penalty on this. It should be immediately. Again, the rarity of what went on with this guy being caught from first. And this is how it works out. A sergeant was getting off work. As he heard it come across the radio as he's walking out the door, he made the comment to the guy at the front desk. He told him to call 2 officers and have them go to so-and-so's house. He said, let's be safe. Let's just check on them. Turns out he was right where the killer was going. The second thing that happened was the woman that was turning out of a driveway talking to her daddy. And it was almost like the line that we always joke about. I thought I saw a putty tat. She did. She saw something crawling in the weeds. It went up, it went down, and then it went into a culvert. And she thought, Daddy, this doesn't sound right. He goes, well, you need to hang up for me and call the police. She did, and guess who it was? The man was going to do more bad things. We all know that. Awful, awful. Now, I sometimes, after you say something, you just can't take it back, can you? Doesn't matter how bad you said it, maybe you shouldn't have, but Trump done it. Can I say it that way? Yeah. Trump done it. I don't think he should have said this at all. They asked him, had he called the Minnesota governor about the shootings? And he said, well, why should I? It'd just be a waste of time talking to him. Probably not something the president should have said.
Probably true, but...
And I'm sure him and Tim don't have a whole lot in common there at all. But not something that you should say. And again, you can't take it back. Once it's out there, it is there. You don't hear this often. Hawaii Well, I've never been there. Well, the closest I've been is Magnum PI and, well, maybe Dog the Bounty Hunter. I got to ride in the back seat and watch what they were looking at. Got to see the world from Higgins View. There's a wildfire there. It's destroyed 50 acres. No one's been hurt, but you just don't think of that at Hawaii. 50 acres burned so far. They're trying to contain that. I've got to really start paying attention to what's going on. There's two things going on in the world that I don't know a whole lot about. Crypto money. I don't understand that, the Bitcoin thing. And I'm not sure I understand everything there is to know about AI, artificial intelligence. It is becoming an essential part of Mississippi. Should this adventure that's proposed that would bring money to our area ever happen, it would be big. So big in Amazon, they're already talking about laying off some of the top execs that, well, they would no longer need because artificial intelligence will do their job and save the company money. We better get to learning about all of this.
We need to find out.
I'm sure that there's ways in what I do, I could use it even more. But I got to pause and study this and get to know more about it.
Put your staff on.
Yeah. I'm looking for the staff, y'all. But it is. Each of us need to learn a lot about this. I know that you can create pictures. I've done a couple of them to where you can type in some information and it artificially makes a picture of a police car or whatnot. But it does much more than that. And again, I don't know enough about it as I should. And if you own a business, please pay attention to this. If you plan to have your business go on to the next generation or make it for the next 5 years, you need to know these things. This is well worth bringing up. I don't know a lot about baseball. I was horrible at it. Yep, I was the one out in left field that always got hit as a kid. It's a pop fly. Pop. It hit me. I wasn't good. Okay, so I struck out once or twice. I was not your great ball player, but this is worth mentioning here in the College World Series. Arkansas pitcher has thrown his third no-hitter. Wow. Congratulations on that. That's
the third in World Series history.
In World Series history. Third no-hitter that's big.
That's big. A no-hitter.
That's it.
Huge.
Yeah, this is the third time. Wow.
Yeah.
World Series. That's big. Congratulations to Scott. What's his name here? Gage Wood. He's from Fayetteville, Arkansas.
He's going somewhere.
He's probably going to get offered a contract there. So congratulations to him. Again, I'm not very good at baseball, but I do admire those that are great at sports. Everybody's got their thing that they're good at in life. That was not mine. Bless it. I tried. I really did. Do y'all remember hearing, and we talked about it on here, it was a father that was arrested for running over a police officer. His son had been shot and killed by a police officer earlier in the day in Ohio. And from what we understand, allegedly, he took it out on another police officer and ran over and killed him. The cop that shot the man's son has been cleared of all charges. You want to know why? He had a gun. They've reviewed all of this and gone back over it. He pointed it at the police officer, intended to shoot him. The police officer reacted first and took him out. They found 2 clips fully loaded with a gun that also had a clip in it. So, And a fellow officer lost her life for no reason. Emotions run high when someone loses a child. Any of us could do that, but taking it out on police is not the way to do that. It was an innocent, if y'all remember, it was a cop directing traffic. And that father, again, allegedly ran over him for no reason. Now, I think his team is trying to say elsewise, but whew. R. Kelly, if you're still a fan of his, he's still in prison there, but he's been hospitalized in what they say is an ongoing assassination attempt in jail. Just thought you might want to know that. Has anybody ever picked on you at work, Odie?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I've always, and you don't think about people taking it to the next level. There's always been somebody that's scared of something, or you pick on a little bit about their wife, whatever the case is. A banker is in deep, is hockey, is that the word?
Yeah,
we'll word it that way. He had a person that worked for him that was scared of, Chucky the doll. Y'all know what I'm talking about? And as a joke, he placed it in her chair at work. She's suing the bank because it scared her. Yay or nay on that?
No.
I don't see a lawsuit. Should he? Yeah, he probably shouldn't have done that. It may have scared her, but a lawsuit, come on. And we wonder why our court system is so tied up.
Well, they got a trophy their whole life.
And that's true. I've read this, and this is one of those things I think I need to read. We are amongst a very serious situation now with Iran, Israel. As Christians, we all back Israel, protect it. It's the land of Jesus. And it states in the Bible several times about this. I read upon this. And the title of this was, We Need to Pray. And I thought I would share this. And I had to look up what Gidos meant. I had no idea what that meant, so I Googled that this morning. And it is referred to as God Emperor of the United States, meaning that it's a godly man that is protecting the United States is what that term means. Let me read you what this says. The pressure on President Trump right now is immense, balancing war and peace, threats and diplomacy, while dealing with maniac leftists, political enemies, and global uncertainty. Few beyond Trump would dare to play this high-stakes game, but Trump just isn't any leader. In this place, we call him, and let me again word that exactly the way the God Emperor of the United States. Where others hesitate, he moves, forcing Iran to reckon with a simple choice: negotiations or face consequences. He's saying America will not be ignored. But the threat is real. One misstep, one miscalculation, and the Middle East could explode. His enemies pounce and nations become emboldened. The world is watching, allies are nervous, and the stakes couldn't be higher at this time. And it closes with, pray for President Trump. I think we need to do that. Keep that in mind. We'll be right back with your forecast next.
We are at downtown Meridian at Meridian Shoe Factory on 22nd Avenue. They are having a month-long sale on all their shoes. They have them marked down from $40 to $30 to even $20. Come see them Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and Saturday from 10 to 2.
Hi, this is Nick at Doc's Toyota, and we are excited to put you in a new Toyota today. We have no dealer markup, no hidden fees, no hassle, and our inventory is always priced to move. Our top-notch sales department and first-class service after the sale guarantees you a fast and comfortable buying experience like you've never had. So come see why month after month, more and more customers have chose to buy from Doc's Toyota. So come see us here at Doc's Toyota in Philadelphia, at docstoyota.com or on Facebook. And remember, there's no deal like a Doc's deal.
On a hot day chasing crime in Meridian, to make a man thirsty, there's no better way than an ice-cold Coca-Cola to quench your thirst.
Or an ice-cold Diet Coke if you prefer that flavor.
No matter where you're at, stop by a local store and support that store and Meridian Coca-Cola. They're supporting us every day.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA.
Those record highs and record lows, well, it was 2022 when we had a record high of 102 today. That was hot, wasn't it? As a matter of fact, today we'll get to 97. Not quite that high, but it will still be warm. The record low was set back in 1960. A few of you remember that. It was 55 today. As we have no forecast from the outlook it's blank there from Jackson, we'll go ahead and look at Alabama again. 89. They're taking vacations over there, y'all. Some serious ones. Auburn, 89. We'll even see Montgomery hitting at 92 today. Demopolis, y'all will be good, and Tuscaloosa as well, hanging there at 89. This is the severe weather threat today. It's going to be in the northwest portion in the Delta area, from Greenville to Greenwood, and those areas up in the Mississippi Delta. Some chances there, some heavy rain there from 6 p.m. onward overnight. Now, y'all be ready for this. Heat stress begins Friday into next week. It's going to be unbearably hot. Wow, oh wow. Here's what we got there as we look at Mississippi. Even warmer across Alabama into Georgia, northern Mississippi, extremely hot also. Our forecast calls for the next 7 days. Again, we're looking at 91 today. We've upped this just a percentage to a 50% chance of thunderstorms, some calling for 40 by tomorrow. We'll have basically the same forecast, 91 with a 60% chance of showers as we go into the weekend. 40% Friday and decreases to a 30% chance on Saturday. Maybe we'll get enough sunshine to mow some grass. Let's hope so. As we get to Sunday, a 40% chance of showers, and it will remain all the way through Tuesday with those highs, again, about 94 each day. As we go all the way to July 2nd, look at that, mid-90s, and we'll hit some 80s there at the end of the month, 89. Let's don't hold our breath. That's so close to 90 that, well, it'll probably be 90, won't it? Scattered showers each day there as we lead up to the 2nd, almost at America's birthday. We'll keep you posted on that as the forecast begins there. As we look at our best times to fish today, brought to you by Clarkdale Superette. Major times to fish today will be this afternoon from 6 until 8 p.m. Not bad. 12:30 to 1:30 is a minor time to fish today. Sunrise happened at 5:48 this morning, and you'll get sunshine all the way to 8:04 sunset. That's getting pretty good, isn't it? Now, the wind's going to be southwest 5 to 10 miles an hour as we look at that. As we look at the Gulf of America, absolutely nothing happening right now. No tropical storms expected for the next 7 days. That's the good news. Let's quickly look at radar this morning before we let you go, if I can find my little button here. And we do show a little bit of fog down around Macomb this morning. All clear in the eastern side of Mississippi, but we do have Macomb getting a little bit of fog there. We've got showers already developing in Hot Springs, Little Rock, Conway, Arkansas area coming across from Fort Smith. So that's what's going to affect the Mississippi Delta later today. That's your forecast in a nutshell. A big thank you to WMOX Radio for joining us this morning. We're going to be back in a couple of minutes to go live with the morning show. We got coffee to make, things to do. We'll see you in about 2 minutes from now for the morning show. Join us, won't you?